It is that time of the month again where I unbox my Coffee and a Classic. And this month's box is much smaller than I normally get. And it's that way for two different reasons, which I'm gonna get into it in a minute. But first, let's go through last month's box and talk about it. So last month's book was Little Women. This is very thin. If you've ever read Little Women, you're like, that doesn't seem right, it's too thin. That's because Little Women is actually, like, when you buy it today, it's actually two books. It's Little Women and Little Wives combined into one that's just called Little Women. There's 4 books in the series: Little Women, Little Wives, Little Men, and Joe's Story or something like that. Joe's something. And then typically when you buy a bind up of Little Women, you get Little Women and Little Wives in it. So this is literally just Little Women, which is really weird to me because you can't buy any of the other 4 books in this series in this edition. So to me, that makes this kind of completely worthless, because if you're going to read Little Women and talk about it, you need to read both books, because 90% of people who read it read both books. But then if you buy all the books in the series, then only one of them is going to be this pretty. So a little disappointed in that, but it's not the end of the world. Next up, there was a coffee. It was the Atlantic Sunrise blend from Coffee by Design, and it had lemon zest, summer berries, and bright. It was good. It tasted like coffee. I didn't really taste any of the summer zest or anything like that. It tasted like coffee, and I like coffee, so good coffee is good. Next, there was a coffee mug, which I just didn't bring over here. It had a cute book quote on it, but I was so sick of getting just tiny little regular mugs for $10 every month in this book box. So I canceled my mugs. So I won't be getting any more mugs. They just were really never worth it. It's like once every 3 months I would get a cool mug, but I was paying $10 every month for it. So I was just kind of like, let's switch to the subscription without the mug. So you won't be seeing any more mugs. Next was a snack, which was a chocolate raspberry molten lava cake that was so good. It was like a little microwave thing that you just microwaved and it turned into lava cake. Or you put water in it, you stirred it up, and you microwaved it. And it was really cool how they achieved the lava center. There was a chocolate bonbon, like a raspberry bonbon, and you like mixed up the brownie thing and just pushed the bonbon to the center, and then when it cooked, that melted and created the lava. It was so good. Oh my god, that was so good. Bookish one item was the Louisa May Alcott's Orchard House inspired Potpourri. That's what this is. It was super strong if you just like stuck your nose in and smelled it, and it still is. So it's lasted for over a month, which is very good. That, like, it's still super strong. I keep it on my bookshelf over there at a part that you can't see because it's up higher, but it keeps my entire living room smelling like really nice. So I very much enjoyed this. The Bookish 2 item was a frameable art print. I don't really care. Like, I don't need a art print that's like this size. I think I threw it away. I mean, I'm not mad that it came in the box. I'm sure that Cake and the Bookmark were super expensive. So I'm okay with having like one of those bookish items, so something that I just don't want, because a lot of people do like art prints. It's just not something that I want. And it was a nice art print if you like art prints, just not for me. And then the last thing is the bookmark, which was this little fan bookmark. This is really, it's pretty weighty. It's a metal fan bookmark that was designed like a hairpin, right? This thing is awesome. I love this bookmark so much. This is one of like the coolest bookmarks I have. So I was super, super excited to get this. So overall, as usual, I was very, very, very pleased with last month's box. This month's box obviously is a little bit smaller because it doesn't have the mug in it, but there's also one other different thing about this. Because of the COVID-19 pandemic and everything shutting down, Coffee in the Classic had a really hard time getting the like needed items for the box from their vendors, which is perfectly acceptable. A lot of places were having a hard time shipping, and they did something really cool this month. Is they just said, we're suspending all boxes. Like, you're not paying for anything. We'll just move it to the next month if you've already paid, or if you haven't already paid, then you won't be charged until next month. There's a dog going crazy. But if you really, really want a box this month, they gave the option of getting a previous box. So they had like leftovers of previous boxes, and you could fill out a Google form and kind of choose which box you want. And it listed a bunch of different previous boxes, and then you choose which box, and it said, do you want coffee, tea, or hot chocolate? Or in the case of the box that I got, there wasn't any hot chocolate. If you really wanted hot chocolate, then pick a different box. And I have been getting this for over a year, so at first I thought, well, I've gotten all the boxes, but I don't get the nonfiction or the young adult boxes. And this one is one of the young adult boxes that I haven't previously got. And I know what's in here, or at least I know the book in here because I picked the book myself. But I don't know what the other trinkets that come in here are. So this is a previously done, I don't know what month it was, but it was a previous young adult Coffee in the Classic book boxes. So we'll see what comes in the young adult boxes and have a little experiment with this one. It sounds kind of fun, doesn't it? And then next month, we're back on track, and it's gonna be a box as normal. They did cancel the nonfiction subscriptions. Apparently nonfiction classics just weren't popular with anybody. So now you can only get adult fiction or young adult fiction. So for this one, this is what we've got. And the book this month is Lord of the Flies. Or I guess the book that I picked for this month is Lord of the Flies. I, amazingly enough, have never read Lord of the Flies. And this one does it differently. Normally, what you have is your spoiler card, and it just tells you like your coffee, or your book, coffee, mug, snack, bookish item 1, bookish item 2, and bookmark. This one has like an interesting fact, and then you've got your book, your sip, which is your coffee, bookish 1, bookish 2, and a bookmark. And I'm gonna read the interesting fact to you. Stephen King has cited The Lord of the Flies as one of his favorite books. In a foreword in the 2011 edition of the novel, King wrote that it was, so far as I can remember, the first book with hands, strong ones, that reached out of the pages and seized me by the throat. It said to me, this is not just entertainment, it's life or death. That's a really cool quote. I do plan to read Lord of the Flies later this year as part of my Century Challenge. So when I saw it on the list, I was like, hey, I can get a bunch of cool Lord of the Flies stuff and the book, and then I don't have to buy it later. So easy. All right, let's get into the first item here. And this is a tote bag, a Lord of the Flies tote bag. I'm always down for tote bags. So we've got a seashell, and it says listen on it, which I assume makes sense if you've read the book, because it sure as hell doesn't make any sense to me. And it's got green handles. and it's got a pointy bottom instead of a flat bottom. So this is a decent tote bag. The material's nice, but it's not like anything fancy. You can tell that it's well made, but not cheaply made, but it's not like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. It's still pretty nice. I like tote bags. Next in here is the coffee. And this is Never Grow Up coffee. And it literally doesn't tell me anything at all on here. It just says Never Grow Up. Which sounds like it's from Peter Pan, not Lord of the Flies. So, this is Toasted Coconut Coffee, apparently, by Lion Coffee. I love toasted coconuts. One down. I'm not mad. Next, I'm gonna grab this. It's in a little baggie with all of the squigglies still on it. And this is, I think they're magnets. Yes, they are. So, magnet set design, yep. So you've got, maybe there's a beast, maybe it's only us, the greatest ideas are the simplest, and sucks to your asmar. I don't know what that means, but it sounds violent. So we've got 3 little magnets, and they're cool. I'm not like heads over heels thrilled with the bookish items in here, but I've had worse in other boxes. And then Bookmark is a woodmark. It says the thing is fear can't hurt you any more than a dream, which is probably another quote. So, and I love wood bookmarks. If you've been around this channel for a while, you know I love me some wood bookmarks. Apparently, the young adult books don't come with a snack. I just noticed that. There is no snack in this box. Either it doesn't come with a snack, or there's no snack because it's an off box, like, or what am I thinking? Because this is like a previously done box, and whatever snack that would have been here probably went bad, and they don't want to give you expired food. So maybe either young adult ones don't come with a snack, or this one specifically didn't come with a snack because it was a previous box. Either way, the world's not over because I didn't get a snack. And then, last but not least is the book. And I think this book 100% makes up for anything lackluster in this box, because this is so cool. It's actually wrapped in paper. Or in plastic. That's not paper, it's plastic. And it's got these awesome, like, lime green sprayed edges, which is so cool. This is such a really gorgeous copy. I love the color yellow and lime green, so this like makes me super happy. It looks like a broken pair of glasses on the cover, which I assume, like I said, I haven't read Lord of the Flies, so maybe that makes sense to other people, but this is just a gorgeous copy. This is the Penguin Drop Caps collectible books. And apparently it costs $25, which is the vast majority of the price of this box. But super, 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 super awesome right there. So that's everything in this box. This is not at all what I expected from the Lord of the Flies box. I expected it to feel more boyish, and this feels like a beach read. Is it just me, or does this feel like something you would like a box that's for a beach read romance with like the tan colors, and you got seashells and leaves and stuff like that, and the magnets, and even the book itself just looks like a fun lady beach read instead of like a horrible dystopian really sad book. So this is very, very, very different than what I expected out of this box, and I'm not mad at it. Interesting box. I think I'll be glad to get back to the regular boxes next month and see what's in there, but I'm really, really glad that I chose this young adult one and got to a little bit experience what comes in the young adults. And what I've learned from it is I still prefer the adult boxes so far. I don't know if it's just I gotta off one off, or if I really, really just do prefer the adult boxes. So we'll see what we get next month, and I'll see you in the next video.